What's going on, everybody? Today's quick. See what's up with some of these scores. Had a pretty decent game in Spurs and Detroit Pistons. Right. So oh shoot. Yo, to be honest, like I feel like a lot of people are on the Cade bandwagon right now. Like I'm hearing a lot of Cade and a lot of Jaylen Brown. Because do you think it has to do with a lot of the games being missed by Shea and Jokic? Yeah. I feel like I'm not sure if Jokic is already out of the running though. I don't know if he has one more game left or he's like done. Yeah, they just want to see an American get it, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, those two Americans got a shot, but I don't think that's indicative of those two being legitimately the two best players in the game. He could miss one more. Yeah. Oof. That's tough. That's a tough ask right there. Sacramento and Memphis, two teams that are kind of not really in position to go far to make deep playoff runs, but everybody's loving this draft, so um, good to see Scottie Pippen Jr. back though. That little altercation was a little bit weird the other night, but not his fault. Yeah, honestly, I mean Shea is having a spectacular season, and it's just I don't know. Maybe there's just like fatigue with like the same names all the time. I think he's played. Well, we could see how many games he's played. I mean, he's definitely missed several. Oklahoma City. Yeah, Jokic is like he's literally playing his best basketball ever. Yeah, it's almost like they they got tired of those names and were looking for like different candidates. Because you can make a strong argument that those are the three best players in the league. Um, you could throw Giannis in there wherever you want to kind of throw him, but yeah, Shea's played 49 games. I do think and yeah, I would say those are probably the four best. Um, I mean, and part of it too is like those guys have been doing it for a sustained period of time, so I could see where you're coming from with that. What's their record though? Okay, so they're 44 and 14. So that's 58 games. Uh, so they have like 24 games left. Yeah, he definitely has enough. I mean, assuming he doesn't miss a lot more, he could still come back. Yeah, I think Cade is doing a really good job. If I'm not going to give it to one of those two, I have to give it to Jaylen Brown because I mean, I mean, some people might put Wemby in there, Wembenyama in that conversation too. But I just feel like, legitimately though, I think another thing that's hurt a lot of those guys is when Wembenyama's out, they still win. Stay prayed up, y'all. When Wembenyama's out, they still win. You you feel like his numbers are better this year though. I mean, last year look kind of similar. I mean, he shot the ball better from three last year and scored a little bit more. But I feel like the scoring might be down because of Jalen Duren. Think so. 26 to 25, 9.8. Yeah, maybe a little bit better last year. Um, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that team's performance is just kind of really what's doing it. But honestly, I don't even think it's really as, and it's not a knock on Cade, but I don't think it's as much about Cade as much as it is about the development of Jalen Duren. I feel like Duren, his improvement has been huge. I don't know what's going to happen with Ivy though. I don't know if he could ever be the same player again. Uh, wait, let me see what their record was because I think people are mainly basing it off the record. Um, where can I see their records? Just trying to see what their record was last season. Yeah, they had 44 wins last season, and they have 42 already this year. Yeah, I think it's like almost completely based on the record. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do in the playoffs though. Like that's the real teller. I mean, obviously the MVP is a regular season award, but how far they can go in the playoffs is honestly like the main thing. But yeah, for me, I would probably give it to Shea or Jalen Brown because I feel like without Jalen Brown, they're done. Yeah, realistically, those are probably the two front runners. If we're being honest about who's like legitimately playing at the highest level. Yeah, Jalen Brown is playing really well, but like that team is really underpowered though. Like like for them to be that good, I mean, they probably could have. Yeah, 37 wins. Like that's crazy. Like they probably could have just like tried to use it as a rebuilding year, but so you got Jokic one, Shea two, three. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. Um, no Wembenyama the Wembenyama would be six or Ant Edwards. The West is gonna be a dogfight. The East is gonna be a dogfight though, because they're honestly not that far off. the East and the West. Yeah, I'm not sure who I'll put. Yeah, it might feel like a lot of people have Wemby in their MVP conversation. I don't know how many games he's played either, though. He's played 42 games. I just don't know if he'll play enough games either, to be honest with you. It's a very even team. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Kind of a short one today. Kind of a short one because I came on really late and it's gotta let everybody get some rest in. Yeah, I don't feel like Donovan Mitchell's a bad one at that because people were really down on Cleveland early, and I feel like he's kept them in the mix, although the team has really been down. I also feel like Tyrese Maxey's done a really good job too. Edwards at 7, Brunson at 8, Wemby at 9. Yeah, I can see that. I feel like people have Wemby really high, but I can see what you're saying. Like, I feel like for me, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Con Knipple should get some MVP consideration though. Considering how it's a stretch, but considering how Charlotte went from back from the dead. Yeah, I agree with that. The team is deep. Um, yeah, I just feel like a lot, but I feel like that's what's hurting a lot of these guys, a lot of these teams. Like they're winning without their best players. Like even without Cade, Detroit has been good. So it's like, like I think Phoenix is in trouble without Dylan Brooks, though. I feel like Dylan Brooks has been the reason why they've been so good. Conker Nipple, man, for me, it's just like he's brought a different identity to this team because there was really no structure. He's not putting up the craziest numbers, but like his leadership, like his attention to detail, his ability, his willingness to play the game the right way is what is impressing me. I mean, I know he hits a lot of threes and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, he is efficient. Like, I mean, he's what 50, 40, 90 almost. Yeah, he's what 48, 89, 43. Like he's almost 50, 40, 90 as a rookie. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I think he should win Rookie of the Year. Um, Not to say that Cooper Flag doesn't deserve it. I just feel like because Cooper Flag just doesn't have the team around him to be able to win a lot of games. But I think Jason Kidd, like I know people want to criticize Jason Kidd, but I think Jason Kidd had it correct trying to make him play that point guard position because I feel like all the scoring that he's doing, taking 30 shots a game, like I just don't think it's going to help his development long term. But I don't think it even matters though. I think because of who he is and because of who the league needs him to be, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, and I think he's going to have success. But my thing is like it's just going to come down to how many deep playoff runs and how many titles he can win. And the same thing with Wembanyama. If they don't win any titles, then just being a really good player in the NBA, I think is just not enough to be able to carry the league. Um, uh, I think honestly, I think it'll play itself into his favor though. I think if he could just work on that shooting a little bit more, I think it'll play itself into his favor, like the same way it did with Chet Holmgren, right? Like he was able to make an all-star team. You know what I mean? I think over time he'll eventually become one of the better players in the league. Um, it's just that shooting is like really the only thing. Like if he could figure out how to get this to like 34%, that's enough. Because 19% is just really low. That's really low. Yeah, yeah. I think he'll become one. I mean, I was saying the same thing about Giannis when he got his big contract, and Giannis turned into the player that they needed him to be. Not to say that he's Giannis, but he's got some insane potential. Um, he's very unique. He's overrated. I don't know. I feel like has a quiet game, and last year he was their best player, and they were successful. I don't know why you just don't like the way he plays. 'Kay. No, I can see what you're saying. I feel like he's just one of those guys that affects the game in like multiple different ways. I could say the same thing about Cade. Like Cade has a lot of like rough shooting games too. I feel like his shooting is just like it's not that like his shooting is not necessarily the greatest. Like he has a lot of these like weird shooting nights. 5 for 26. Well, not as recent though. Like here, 8 for 22, 4 for 17, 3 for 16, 7 for 22, 6 for 60. Like he has a lot of those weird shooting kind of nights too. But I just feel like, um, yeah, yeah, I could say that. I would say like him and Sabonis are similar to that. It's just I just feel like Him even more than Sabonis. Like he impacts. I feel like when he's on the court, like I wish I could figure out what his plus minus, but I feel like his plus minus is really high when he's on the court though. But that might be something I would have to look into for another day. Yeah, I just feel like he impacts winning. I don't know if I don't feel like his numbers are like the greatest though. I can see what you're saying. Like I don't think his numbers are gonna like wow people. Like yeah, there's a few guys who like I just don't feel like their numbers are gonna really blow people away. Orlando's another tricky team. They might have to get rid of one of those guys though. Oh, what's the KD files? You mean his podcast? What is the KD files? Uh-oh. Is he in trouble? Oh, yeah. Um, nah. No opinion. No opinion. I think I oh gosh. Honestly, like, yeah, his I don't know if I could say my true thoughts on his burner accounts, to be honest. I think I think I think he should keep a lot of those things private. That's what I think. I think he should definitely keep a lot of those things private. I think when he makes a lot of those tweets, he's not thinking. Man, I gotta be careful how I say this. He might not be thoroughly thinking everything through. That might be the best way I could say it. Devin Booker to a failed painter. Um, I think Devin Booker has like an interesting career. Um, I've always felt like Devin Booker should be like a second option on a team though. Look, as good as he is, I think if you put him as like your second option, I think that's good. Fan Bow, you're saying the burner account? Yeah. Dang. But don't wait, you don't got school tomorrow? They probably canceled it, right? Oh, you got school? Oh, all right. All right, let me let you get some rest, man. Crap. Dude, man, thanks for hey, you too, man. Stay blessed, man. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate everybody who jumped on here. God bless in Jesus' name, and wishing you all well. And if you're dealing with a lot of the snow, oh no, it should be both two or three options. Uh oh. That's J Flop's favorite player right there. That's an interesting point. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. But when you're the number one scorer in the league, I just think, dang, I don't know. I mean, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I think they would both need a certain type of structure to be able to win a title, though. So I could kind of see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. But Fanbow, yeah, I try to come on a few times a week. So yeah, if you got time, always feel free to pop by. All right, everybody. God bless in Jesus' name. Have a great night. Stay safe in this weather. Yeah, nah, I see what you're saying. You feel like Luka. You feel like the defense is not where it needs to be. Yeah, I feel like that's been the criticism. That's why they traded him in Dallas. And the Lakers, you know, I don't know how high people are on the Lakers, but I think if you have a guy like him, you still have a decent chance in the playoffs, though. Because I mean, he did take Dallas to the NBA Finals. I think part of that was due to Kyrie's willingness to play good defense in the playoffs. Which I don't think he's generally known for his defense, but I think his defense in the playoffs, people felt like that was the best. Probably felt like that was the best defense he's really played in his career. But yeah, I feel like he's out for the year himself. Yeah, it's nah, you make a good point. Defense is important. It is important if you're trying to go far in this league. But yeah, definitely feel free to pop by whenever. Have a good night, everybody. Unless there's anything else anybody wanted to bring up.